What's up, everybody? It's the after show, but later. It's your boy D. Today, we are going to watch, at least this is the plan, to watch the new, where is it? Right here. The new Overpromised, Covino and Rich, episode number 100 for them. You know what makes me feel like such a freaking slacker is that I'm coming up on episode number 300, right? Stoked, right? Been through a lot. Been a lot of changes and I remember we had Reinhardt on, we had Funky Monkey on, we've had so many guests on, we've had so many co-hosts on, and it's just I'm very proud of the almost 300 episodes. But then I feel like a slacker when I think of Covino and Rich are at episode 100 of their 12th podcast they do, plus the 20 years of SiriusXM. And I'm just like, dang, man. Like, I just feel like I should be on episode number like 1,300. And I'm on episode 290 something. I'm like, dang, man, what a slacker. So I'm happy for them. A little sad for me. I just wish I could be a little more consistent. But anyway, I got a little distraction right here in the room. Give me just a second. So I look over at my daughter and I go, what? She goes, hi. It's like that Stewie, mama, mama, mommy, mommy, mom, mom, mom. And then he's like, hi. And he takes off running. That's exactly what just happened to me, like in real time. So anyway, I'm excited for you guys to be joining. If you guys are, you know what? If you're listening now, I've been putting up episodes. I've been trying every day to upload to Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. So this week we put up 3 episodes. And by we, I mean me. I'm a team of one. Just like at work, I'm a department of one. So anyway, this week I put up a few episodes. And I have a couple of more. I actually have to edit one tonight and upload it. But hey, that's the struggle, right? I have a few things I want to talk about. I do want to watch Overpromised. And first, actually, you know what? Let me tell you about something that happened this past week that I thought was super cool. Some of you guys know him, some of you don't, but I'm pretty sure most of you do. Joey in Texas. So he hit me up the other day, and he was like, "Hey, vato, I'm gonna come into your town. We should hang out in Kiki, fool." And then I was like, "Hey, what's up, Joey?" And then he was like, "Yeah, you need to introduce me to some of your, friends or whatever, Not trying to get him in trouble either. But anyway, he was like, yeah, we could do, I'm going to be in your town, I'm going to be going to Phoenix. And I told him, I was like, Joey, Phoenix ain't too far. It's about 3 hours away. I could drive and go say what's up or whatever. We could kick it, have lunch, whatever. And he was like, oh, you're a true dog, vato. And I was like, cool. And then I was like, all right, cool. So then he hit me up like a couple hours later or whatever. He's like, hey, actually, you might be coming through Yuma. So, you might not even have to drive to Phoenix. So I was like, all right, cool, man. I was like, that's cool. I mean, whatever. Just let me know what's up. So then he hit me up. He made it to Yuma. And I went and picked him up at the truck stop, and got to... It's crazy when you have these people that you... I mean, I can't even imagine what Covino and Rich go through, but you have these people that you've interacted with for years. Like, I probably have known Joey longer than my daughter's been alive, which is crazy. And then I'm finally there in person, picking him up from the truck stop. And Andrew goes, I bet he really doesn't talk like that. Andrew, you kick it with Joey. And actually, you know what? He's done, I think, 2 episodes on the after show. Go find those episodes and tell me, So anyway, Joey was like, just, hey, Vato, what are we going to do? So I gave him a quick tour of my town. It's a small city, so lasted 5 minutes. Showed him everything around here. I passed by a high school. I was like, you see that restroom right there? Some girl killed herself the other day. I was like, here's my office. And that was pretty much it. So that took about 15 minutes. And then I was like, hey, Joey, my homie's in town. My best friend, Luis, that gets more shout outs on here than Mauser gets on Covino and Rich. And he was like, hey, vato, Luis is in town? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I was like, his family's going bowling. We should probably hit him up or whatever. We could go kick it or whatever. And he was like, hey, does Luis get like a lot of hate from the listeners like that? Because you talk about him a lot on the show. you know, like how like people hate on Mazda and stuff, and I was like, nah, nobody really hates on Luis. But anyway, so Luis, Joey got an experience that I don't think any listener of this show or Covino and Rich will probably, besides my sister, ever get ever, because Luis or Joey got to hang out with Luis. He got to meet him, the homie, and his family. So we went bowling, and me and Joey came in the last two places, and I am not too proud to say that Joey beat me. So the whole time we were terrible. We were playing against pretty much each other. At one time I was up by like 2 pins, and I was like, hey Joey, what you got to do is you got to turn your wrist. So I had to give him pointers because, you know, I was winning. At the end, he won by like 5 points. Anyway, Luis and his dad, actually Luis had a pretty bad game, and he still did incredibly well. His dad is, I don't think they had any other games in Mexico when he was growing up. And I think that fool played, I think he went bowling every day of like the 60s and 70s, because that fool is just so good, and it bothers me. And then Luis has his little PBA, little bowling stance where he rolls it and he swipes his leg under the other one. And I'm never gonna understand bowling. I don't care. I'm not good at it. I go, I have a good time. I talk a lot of smack, and then I go home. So anyway, Joey got to kick it. After that, I was like, hey, Joey, we're going to go back and go play some bones. You ready to go play some bones? And he's like, hey, Loto, I got to be responsible, and I got to work in the morning. So you're going to have to take me back to my truck. And I was like, hey, you know what? I'll do it, Joey. I'll take you back to your truck. And so took him back, went back, you know, with Luis and all that, and had a good rest of my night. But anyway, it was such a cool night. So long story short, long story longer, it was cool to finally meet Joey in Texas in person, hang out with him, and yeah, man, had such a great time. So that was one of my notes. Joey, Luis, and family. Okay, anyway. All right, you know what? Let's check out a little bit of Overpromised, episode number 100. We got to check this out. What's going on here? Let's watch.
Overpromised, let's go.
Overpromised, our bonus pod, Covino and Rich from Fox Sports Radio. Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 on the West, 5 to 7 on the East. Search Covino and Rich wherever you stream your podcast. And this is our bonus show, but not just any bonus show. It's our 100th episode, yeah!
100 episodes
of Overpromised. 100 episodes, because this guy overpromises things we never get to, but we do here on the show. And today, not only do we celebrate 100 episodes, we celebrate one of your heroes, birthdays today. We talk fights, golf fights in particular. But right now, we battle, Covino and Rich. We battle the world of hot takes. Hot cakes? Yeah, I'm all for them. I love me some juicy, glistening cakes.
Oh, you talk about like pancakes or like actual like hot cakes?
Both.
Even when your room is 80 degrees, your bed can be 55.
Every time. You know what? I'm going to mute them just for that.
But hot takes, I'm over it. I got hot take fatigue because I question all the time, do you really believe that? And we're guys that have made a living in broadcasting.
You know what? I thought about that. What happened to my mic? It went down. Hello. Oh, okay. I thought about that, and I was like, oh, that's why I lowered this one. I thought about that and how people will do hot takes and stuff just to get the numbers, right? Just to go viral and stuff. And I just think that is, yeah, you could do that and you could get millions of views and all that good stuff, and which I'd love to do. But that is like the weakest way ever. You know, I'm happy with my 14 views, all right? I'm happy with that. I love my 14 views. Actually, the last episode had like, only on YouTube, like 70 something views. So we had, altogether for the last episode, we had about 300 listens. So I was excited for that. But anyway, I think that's kind of weak. Yeah, you can go viral or whatever, but then you're just lying. You're just lying. You're lying. You're a liar. You know what my friend Chris told me? My junior year of high school, he said, you know what happens to liars? They go to hell. And I'm not trying to go to hell.
I think that we believe what we say.
Are you saying it took you till 2025 to have hot take fatigue?
I think it took me to have people going against Aaron Judge. My guy here. See this guy here on my desk? Give me a break. We got to talk the world of hot takes, or as kiddos call it, rage bait. We need to be more aware. Are you just saying some outlandish shit so it goes viral, or do you really believe that? Like, I'm all for great broadcasting and to get people's attention, but do you really
What happened, internet?
believe that shit? And this discussion has to do with the AL MVP.
By the way, your daughter uses the term rage bait. I feel like this applies to sports hot takes. And there are times where someone will say some shit offends them. And I'm like, does it really? Or are you rage baiting me? Like when someone will say, this offended someone, I'm like, oh.
Or they say things intentionally dumb just to get people to respond and reply. Like, come on, dude. There's no way you really thought that or you really think that. You're just rage baiting. You're just trying to say some contrarian shit.
You know what? So Andrew's saying that. What'd you say, Andrew? Let me look at it again. Covino is really passionate about the AL MVP debate. And you know what? It's funny because I feel like he's always been against rage bait. But this one, he even said, this is what it took to fire him up. This was really fired up.
Now, because a guy I respect, a guy I really like, and we need to make that clear, because I really do love this guy and what he does for baseball. Ben Verlander, Justin Verlander's brother.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great. I love his attitude. I love his content when it comes to baseball. And
in fact, I think he'd be a great guest on Overpromised. He loves baseball. We love baseball.
Exactly. Hey, Ben, we love your stuff. I think you're great at what you do. And you're a great content creator and a great baseball guy. He built his life around baseball, right?
And he got a home run off his brother once.
He did. So I'm a fan. I got to make that clear. But there's no way I believe that he believes, or even if he does believe, there's no way I agree with him on the AL MVP power rankings. Have you seen them?
I have, and I'm not a Yankees fan, and I'm going to let you take it away.
This is something that I will never get through my head. Ever. AL, BL, GL, AFC, NFC. The only one I will ever understand is the NBA's East and West. What the hell does NL mean? What the hell does AL mean? Atlantic League? National League? The hell is AFC? Football championship. What, like I never get, and I'm sure Andrew is a bigger fan of these things than I am, but I don't understand. You guys explain it to me, whether you're here live in the comments or downstairs after, if you're future dude. How do you differentiate who goes in what league? At least in the NBA, if the team's in the West, they're going to be on the West. If the team's on the East, like Miami, the Heat is never going to be a West team, right? American Football Conference, National Football Conference. What the hell does that mean? Can they have a L and a R for left and right? Can it be the AFC L and the NFC R? So I know the NFC is the right side of the, and then isn't there North NFC? It's just random. See? What sense does that make? It's just random. It's just random. So you could have the freaking Tampa Bay Rays play the Marlins or whatever, right? Aren't they in the same state? What sense does that make? It doesn't even. It would make more sense if it was called AFC and NFC and they were separated. Now they just pick a team from here and pick a team from here. How do you memorize that? I think that's where I'm at myself. How do you get that to stick? Oh, you know what? It's the Eagles. They're in the AFC. Duh. Right? It's the Cardinals. They're in the NFC. Duh. 4 divisions. Each division. And now there's 4 divisions. You need to memorize 4. So you need to know I have a question. Is there an easy way as a kid you memorize that? Or was it just repetition? Because I don't know. Maybe because you see NFC, this team is playing this team from the AFC or whatever, North or whatever. Because that was something that I never cared enough as a kid to learn. 4 in the AFC, 4 in the NFC. I don't get it. I don't get it. Whatever. But anyway, let me know. Is there a way that you learned it easily? You just learn it after a while. You know what? I refuse to learn it. I was like Covino, out getting ass instead of learning it. We'll just stick to that story, okay?
I got your back. I'm not even going to argue with you on this. So take a look at these rankings because this is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous because not to take away from Cal Raleigh and his amazing season, what he's doing,
going to say his amazing ass
and his big dumper, but there's no way he's ahead of Aaron Judge when it comes to the AL MVP.
Luis Cortez Jr. You know what? Actually, I'm glad Luis Cortez Jr. is here because if you guys don't know right now, there are 2 new shirts that the After Show But Later is offering through Amazon. I think I sold like 10 of them and I've made like $4. Literally make like 20 cents a shirt or whatever. But it's not about that. I just want to get these shirts out there. We have one, the Above Ground Pool Boys shirt. And we have one that is the Covino and Rich listeners, the Arizona chapter. And today, Davey Barr hit me up and he's like, hey, forgive my ignorance, but who's on that Carl's Arizona picture? Who's on that logo? And I said, I don't know, some random native dude. That's what it is. Just a random native clip art type of dude. So if you guys are wondering, thank Dave Ibarra because he asked me today. So I appreciate it. I saw Luis Cortez Jr. picked up one of those Above Ground Pool Boys, and it made me laugh because on my little post I put, don't hate on the, what's up, Lisa? On my post I put, don't hate on the hot tub boys. Be an above ground pool boy. And Luis Cortez Jr. jumps in. F those putos. And I was just like, all right, man. F those putos then, I guess. But you know what? You picked one up, so I'm stoked. I know Bree was picking one up, and I was surprised like 5 people picked up a freaking Carl's Arizona shirt. I was like, what the hell? You know, why the hell am I so sinking down in my chair here? I was so surprised that people were picking up that one because I was just like, I don't know, man. I was just surprised that people, because I go, oh yeah, make that little page. It'll be cool for people in Arizona to, you know, get together, chill, kick it. You know, maybe we could go to a Diamondbacks game together or something. And then I was like, hey, we have a page. We need a shirt. And so I just made that little logo or whatever and threw it on a shirt. And yeah, but to see people picking them up cracks me up. Freaking Baba Ganoush the other day tagged me in a post and he was like, Hot Tub Boys meets Above Ground Pool Boys. And it was Baba Ganoush. Oh, fuck. What was that? Ugh. Baba Ganoush and freaking Mauser kicking it. And then who else was it? Lynn Brower, she tagged me in something. And it's just so cool to see these stupid ideas that people actually get some enjoyment out of. So Carl, Andrew Sims says the Carls of Anarchy. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that a show or something? I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's get back to the show.
Power rankings.
Yeah.
And the stats prove it. And I'll explain. But to be fair, let's hear what Ben Verlander had to say about it. Take a listen.
Now, this is pretty crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Imagine being able to build any.
So his name's Ben Verlander. You mean it's not Benver, like Denver? It's not Benverlander? My mind is being blown today. There's the AFC, the NFC. It's not Benverlander. It's Ben Verlander. I don't know what the hell is going on here.
American League MVP power rankings. I am going to take Cal Raleigh. I know I'm going to get flack for this because Aaron Judge is hitting 360, but what Cal Raleigh is doing while catching is absolutely phenomenal. Cal Raleigh has 35 home runs.
36.
He has 74 RBIs and an
76.
OPS over 1,000. 9 stolen bases. For Cal Raleigh to be doing what he is doing as a catcher, playing every day, behind the plate, catching, leading a pitching staff, leading a defense, and hitting at this level is unprecedented. Defensively, he hasn't allowed us.
Do catchers take the best dumps on the baseball team? That's what I want to know. Because you got to think about this. In like, you know how they have the squatty potties, right? Well, in like Japan and stuff, they don't even have like a normal toilet. The toilet that they have is literally like a hole in the ground. And you go and you squat down like a catcher. So years and years of squatting like that, they just probably naturally squat like that. Do you think they take the best poops in the MLB? Let me know. Actually, of any sport. Let me know in the comments. What the hell is that?
Passed ball
There you
all season long. Cal Raleigh is the AL MVP right now. I
Okay.
do have Aaron Judge, obviously, right on his heels. He's number 2 for me. He's hitting 360. He has 33 homers. He has a 1 point.
You know what I just thought of too? So when I was driving home earlier today, something crossed my mind. Has nothing to do with baseball, but does have to do with people. And I saw a trailer that I drove past, right? Not bagging on it because that's somebody's home. However, it made me think of one thing. People are more dangerous than fire. And let that sink in for a minute. Think about it. People are more dangerous than fire. And you might be thinking, D, come on now. Fire can kill you. So can people. And you want to know why I say fire is not as dangerous as people? Because growing up, I saw this in the trailer that I saw. It reminded me of growing up because it had something on their house, on their trailer, that we had growing up. We had those freaking, those like wrought iron bars outside of our window. Man is the deadliest creature on earth. Oh, I'm telling you, Andrew, growing up, we had those bars on every window in our house. And there'd be people, I don't know, that came over to my house, whatever, growing up, and teachers might have. I remember I had a teacher that drove by my house one time and he saw me outside. And he's like, "Hey, D, I saw you outside your house." All right. People would make comments. You know, you shouldn't have bars on your windows like that. It's very dangerous. What happens if your house catches on fire? Yeah. But what happens if somebody breaks into your house? You know what they're doing? They're stealing your family. They're stealing your Urkel doll. You know how many things I had growing up that people could have taken? My family wasn't about to risk that. The little bit of money that we had, that we put into an N64, you think people are just going to come in our house and take it from us? Hell nah. I'd rather myself and all of my stuff burn in a fire than have somebody break in and get it. So I'm just telling you, man is more dangerous than fire. Let's get back to Overpromised.
02 OPS, 74.
You can cut it off because
RBI.
I'll defend Aaron Judge all day. Are we going to rob Aaron Judge from another MVP? He's having a triple crown type of season, an unprecedented season like we've never seen before, especially for a right-hand hitter.
And Lisa, she says, stuff is stuff. Life is life. Stuff is stuff. Life is life. You know what I was doing, though? It was more likely that somebody was going to break in and try to murder me and my family than a switch was going to overheat and catch the whole house on fire. And you know what? Case and point, I'm here My house was never robbed when I was a kid. And you know what else? My house never caught on fire as a kid. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. Andrew said, and what about your Topanga doll? You know what? We're not going to talk about how I may or may not have violated that doll, Andrew. Lisa says, nah, you must have had to get your family out at... You must have never had to get your family out at 2 a.m. when the house fills with smoke. It wasn't fun. And you know what, Lisa? I am sorry that you had to go through that. Thank God. Or whoever you pray to in my life. It's Espiritu Santo. Name of the Padre and the, Hijo or whatever. Espiritu Santo, Luis Cortez, help me out. Whoever you pray to, be grateful that you didn't have to go through what Lisa went through. There's a family friend that we have that actually just had their home go up in flames, and they have been in rehab for burns and stuff for, it's been about 6 months now. Thank you, Luis. Espiritu Santo. Everybody, come on at once. All right. Got to take a second right here to just thank goodness. All right, everybody. Let's get back to Overpromised.
Guess what? He's no slouch when it comes to defense. I know we have this image of him in the World Series, but he's a phenomenal defender.
All right, I'm going to fast forward this shit. I'm a little bored, to be honest. I don't give a fuck. Let's go back. Let's see what else we got. Come on, Wix. How are you going to interrupt my show with a freaking advertisement? Come on, man. I'm giving these people free content, and you're trying to capitalize on my free content? What the hell is this about? All right, let's go.
You know what it is? It's also...
It's just an angle or something different to say, in my opinion.
It's also Aaron Judge fatigue. There's a lot of people that think Jokic...
Right?
Yeah.
So let's talk some...
All right, next topic for them. Let's see what they're talking about.
Hockey fights, shall we? Hockey fights on a golf course.
Who criticizes you for no hockey talk? Your Canadian bros?
All my guys in Canada.
Your Manitoba pals?
Do you guys know former NHL and...
I got to... Hold on. I'm trying to call my daughter over here because I wanted to tell you about my 2 dogs. Have I told you guys? Have I ever told you guys about my 2 dogs? I got to call my daughter and see if she can come in here.
Nick Tarnasky. Chances are you probably do now because he went viral this week. Nick, there he is, the goon himself. Nick Tarnasky. Now, this story caught on like wildfire because everybody loves some controversy and a nice brawl. This happened this past holiday weekend, 4th of July weekend, at Alberta Springs Golf Course in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada.
By the way, NHL has dental coverage, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I don't think she heard me. So I'm going to have to tell you, Luis, do I have a D-only camera? Nah, that's YouTube only. Where am I at? Diesel? Never mind. That's too big. Anyway, these are my 2 dogs, right? And you got to be very careful because my dogs right here, they don't have names. So if I let them go, I can't call them back. That was for you, Luis.
Those are bragging rights.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Are you really a goon if you haven't lost a tooth?
Lack of teeth means don't mess with this guy. So an ugly brawl ensued, but we only saw pretty much one side of the story.
Yeah.
We have an extended video here to share with you on Overpromised to see if it changes your perspective at all, because the way it was edited and the clip we got, it did tell the story.
Yeah.
But it just shows this guy raging out and then getting what we think he deserves, right?
Bam, bam, bam.
Bam, bam, bam.
Bang,
So,
bang, bang.
The clip we all saw
Bang,
that
bang,
went
bang.
viral this week is a guy just...
You know what? This isn't Overpromised related, and I'm sorry, but I'm just super ADD today. But did you guys hear about how his pump isn't as big as Covino, and he was pompous? Did you guys hear Mr. Christian Sorge talking about he's too good for the Cheesecake Factory? Did you guys hear that? Covino, Rich, and good old Sammy Jerusalem went to grab a bite to eat to catch up. What's wrong with the Cheesecake Factory if you're doing that? Huh? What's wrong with Chipotle if you're doing that? What's wrong with Jack in the Box if you're doing that? Isn't it about catching up with your homies? When Uncle Kui came in town, he came to visit. I took him to some taco stand that I dig. What? Now, if I go visit these fools, I'm like, oh man, I wanted to, go out for a coffee with Spot and kind of catch up. I'm going to be in town for a little bit. Now I have to say, no, Spot's going to look down on me because I'm like, hey, let's go grab a coffee and sit on their couch and catch up. Luis Cortez Jr. says, it's about the vibe. It's about, and I don't know which side he's taking, but I'm telling you what it's about. It's about the people. It's about the company. It is not about where you are. I need to go eat a $45 sandwich at some hoity-toity place because grown men don't eat at the Cheesecake Factory. I saw Green Optimist had put in the chat. He was like, the Cheesecake Factory is high-end for a guy like me. I know Green Optimist. He is a solid dude. So if he came to freaking LA and he was like, Spot, let's go catch some Cheesecake Factory. Spot's going to be like, in your dreams, Green Optimist. More like Brown Optimist because that sounds like shit. Is that what's going to happen? Let's see what the people are saying. Lisa, I'd be happy picking oranges in Rich's backyard. That's what I'm saying, Lisa. That's what I'm saying. Isn't it about the experience, right? You want to catch up. You haven't seen your buddy. You're not trying to get in your buddy's pants. This ain't high school. Not that you were trying to get in your buddy's pants in high school, but you know what I mean. It's who you're with, not where you're at. It wasn't Albert Einstein that said that. It wasn't George Washington. And it wasn't even the top hat man himself, Abe Lincoln. That was Luis Cortez Jr. And you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. Andrew Sims says, you're going to take me to Applebee's when I visit, right? And you know why Andrew says that? Because in the chat today, I said, if he came to town to visit, and Andrew was like, hey, you know what? Let's go grab a bite to eat. I told him, I'm going to take you to Applebee's and I'm going to pay for it. That's not good enough? Because it's Applebee's? Lisa, I'd also love to go to a swanky jazz club with Spot and have an espresso martini, though. You know what, Lisa? And that is perfectly fine. That is cool. You can do that. But if you guys want to do that, you're like, hey, Spot, I'm going to be in town. Let's go to a swanky jazz place and, we're going to go get some espressos. We're going to get some espresso martinis. Cool. Those are your plans. But if you say, hey, Spot, I'm going to be in town. Let's go to Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory. More like D's Cake Factory. D's nuts. A huevo. A huevo. A huevo. Take me to the hot dog stand. The hot dog stand and coffee cart. Seriously. 100%. Let me read some more. I'm going to hold you to that, Andrew Sims says. And you know what, Andrew? If you make your way to Arizona, I will pick you up from the airport in Phoenix. It's probably easier to fly into Sky Harbor than it is Yuma. Yuma's way too expensive. But either way, I'll pick you up and I'll pay for your Applebee's. So that offer is on the table. All right. Lisa, local sports are fun to show. Oh, local spots. Local spot? Don't you know I'm local? Local spots are fun to show off when you have a visitor, which is true. However, if you do that, it's cool. But my whole point is whatever you want to do should be cool. Not look down on people. You know, I have cousins, a lot of family that lives in LA, and one of my cousins just she's my mom's first cousin, so she's my first cousin once removed, I believe. Well, my cousin, when she lived in LA, at least whatever part she lived in, there was no Dairy Queen. So every time she came to Yuma, she would want to go to the Dairy Queen. You get like a $4 Blizzard or whatever, especially in the 90s. It's like a $2 Blizzard, right? $2 Blizzard. So she didn't care that even though in LA, and now she lives in Vegas, these swanky ass places she can go to. No, she wanted her Dairy Queen. Shout out to Rachel, my cousin Rachel. Lisa says, expectations ruin friendships. If people are cool, nobody cares where you go. That's all we're trying to say, is how could you look down on somebody? And, you know, I actually, before I jumped on here, I was watching an episode. I was trying to find a clip for my sister, and I fast forwarded to the end of, I think, Wednesday's episode. And Rich had texted Sammy J, and Sammy J was like, what? Like, who? Because Sammy J, he was like, should we be embarrassed that we took you to Cheesecake Factory? And Sammy J was like, what? Like, that didn't even cross his mind, because he was just happy to be there with people that he enjoyed, right? Like, I had one of my best friends in town, and this was a few weeks ago, and he was like, hey, let's go somewhere downtown. So we were going to go to this brewing company. They were closing soon. So then we're like, all right, well, shit, let's go to Chili's. We went to Chili's. Sat down. Server never came to us. We go, fuck it, let's bounce. So then we go, let's go across. We're at the mall. We went, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Went to Buffalo. Sat down, and they were like, oh, this section's closed. And we're like, but they told us to come sit here. And then we ended up going to Aso and having some freaking fried, or what is it? Tofu. It was bomb, right? So we had I think we had some sushi, some tofu, whatever. But the thing is, this is one of my best friends. He was one of my groomsmen. Shout out to Jorge. We didn't care if we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, Chili's, Aso, freaking, anyway, whatever. I know they're all pretty comparable because they're all in the freaking mall. But the point is, we didn't say, hey, we're going to have to go to that new steakhouse. What? Anyway, back to the show.
Age now, like, I'm on the golf course. I'll F you up. And then NHL enforcer says, really? I'm the real tough guy. Bang, bang, bang. Beats his ass and tosses him around. Ragdolls
In a lake.
But
And then midair.
I'm not saying that the drunk guy that got his ass beat didn't deserve it, but he did sort of hold back for a long time before he started raging out. Ooh. So it's no matter how much poking can you take before you just sort of lose it.
Okay.
So let's just see some more footage, extended footage, and see if it changes your perception.
Are you giving
at
us
all.
the whole story?
I mean, it's the first extended clip I've seen, so we share it
I
here on
haven't seen this
Overpromised.
yet, so let's take a look.
Actors.
You know what? I'll say that to these commercials. Do you know what that is? If you do, let me know in the comments. To your commercials, all right? I'll do it again. I'll do it as many times as I want. What happened? Now Covino and Rich don't want to come back? Come on. In the meantime.
Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens and come and spend a day in the 757. Hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke. That's exactly what I need.
I'm hoping this thing picks up right now. You know what? I don't even need this damn show to play. I could sit here and talk to myself forever.
Pulled back for a long time before he started raging out.
Ooh.
So it's no matter how much poking can you take before you just sort of lose it.
Okay.
So let's just see some more footage, extended footage, and see if it changes your
Are
perception
you giving
at
us
all.
the whole story?
I mean, it's the first extended clip I've seen, so we share it
I
here on
haven't seen this
Overpromised.
yet, so let's take a look.
Let's watch this
You're
together.
gonna get booted the fuck out of here. Enough. You're not a tough guy. Hurry up. I'll fucking promise you that. Hurry up.
So he's kind of reserved, just dealing with it.
He's not tough.
I know he was acting belligerent the whole time, but
You're not tough. You're not tough. Let's get going. Get going. Or you can play behind him.
That guy looks like a weak Jason Kelsey.
Oh, and you can take all the fucking time you want. This is
golf.
fucking
You're not
embarrassing.
tough.
This is golf. This is not golf.
It's not.
You can stand there 15 fucking minutes.
You
That's
can't
not
even.
golf.
You guys can't even stand
up.
and tee your ball up, man.
I love
We're
those
not teeing
Canadian
up. He's
accents.
standing
Your
there.
ball
Get
up.
the police out here.
your ball, eh?
Oh, police out here?
So
then
he's
let's get
kind of
going
walking away, right?
Shut up and get going.
They humiliated him a little bit. He probably deserved it.
I'm gonna throw him in this fucking lake.
They keep going on.
Premonition. I'm going to throw him with this fucking lake.
Right.
And he did.
So it's all
He's a
right.
man of his word.
Granted, he's drunk and he's being,
He's a habitual lake thrower.
but there's only so much shit you could hear being said about you.
Fucking cry about it. Fucking
You
cry about
fucking
it.
pussy.
I'm a pussy.
Like, fucking cry about it.
Boot it.
Fucking shit kid.
I don't give a fuck.
Like badly.
Good. Let's
Fucking
fucking
badly.
go.
Now let's go.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of fighting and confrontation, and then right now, Luis Cortez Jr. said "chingatu." I couldn't stop laughing. Today they're talking about the word chino, right? And I'm just telling you, from my perspective, any Asian, doesn't even have to be any Asian, because my dad's nickname his whole life from his family was Chino, because he had the eyes, right? He had the eyes. You know what I'm saying. And they were talking about that today. And then Rich said he didn't know that the word puto was a bad word. And Covino said, oh, it just became recently. It became like, you know, real bad or whatever. And people started getting offended. And I was like, dog, no. Puto was always a really bad word. Like, if I knew, I was going to say when I said it, but I never said it around my mom because she would have beat my ass into next fucking February. But I would never, I've let a couple of putos slip around my mom as an adult, but you would not say that growing up. So I don't know where Covino got this. It just became a bad word and people just started getting offended by it because I was born in 88. I'm telling you, by 92, I knew if I said that I was going to get my ass beat. So puto was never a decent word. Puto. You know what? Andrew says, I always thought puto meant a promiscuous dude. Puto, people use it like gay dude or whatever, right? Like you're saying a promiscuous dude. But, and the way right here, Luis Cortez Jr., 89 here, and same. That was always a bad word. Like, and it was one of the worst words. Like if you were going to say like he said, chinga tu puta madre, you know, hijo de la chingada, whatever. Puto. That was one of those, verga. Those were not words you were saying around family. Puta, yeah, means hoe. Correct. Puto, people are using it like fag. But it's kind of like fucker, freaking gay, right? But yeah, puta means hoe, right? So she's like a whore. She's a puta. Get the soap. Exactly. Where's mine? I thought I had it here. No, not that one. Anyway. Yeah, get the soap. 89. Luis Cortez Jr. says. 90, 91, 92. By the time he was 3 years old, by 1992, Luis Cortez Jr. knew you don't use that word. He was saying, ay, that's tutu, which is like a slang hot. He was saying, ay, mis cuichis, right? Nalgas. But he wasn't saying puto, not around the family. Lisa says, still confused about the amor thing. I thought it meant like a ding in the suit of armor. Oh, armor. Hold on. So we're talking about Spanish. Lisa, still confused about the armor thing. I thought it meant like a ding in a suit of armor. Never, ever even heard that word. For Asians, Lisa? You never heard that word? Armor. Yes, I know, I caught it. But you never heard that word, like a chink in the armor? You've never heard that as a derogatory term towards Asians? That was, yeah, blank and the armor. I can't believe, I think that's how you and Mike, yeah, not gonna say it. I think you and Mike are such good people that you've never even heard it. Used it is one thing. I need a better chair. I'm freaking uncomfortable. Never even used it, but never even heard it? There's a lot of things I've never used, but never heard it? That's a different story. Never heard puto. But you know what? That's a super like Mexican thing, Lisa. I don't think you're going to hear that, especially where you grew up on the East Coast. Never heard of any of these words, Lisa. Never heard of any of these words. You know what? Puto, and see, and where you grow, I don't know if that's where you grew up, but where you're at on the East Coast, there's a lot more like Puerto Ricans, right? Or like Salvadorians, right? I just don't know how many you grew up around that. You know, and Lisa, you weren't going to hear that, like Lisa's saying it's slang. So it's not like, what is the literal translation? You know what? Let me go ahead. I'm gonna help you guys all out. We don't even have to, because let's go Google and find the actual meaning. Puto. I'm gonna do Spanish translation. It says puto, fucking, right? Well, growing up, puto was always like fucker, right? Like este puto, this fucker. But I feel like it's kind of maybe always had the same meaning, but kind of like a gay guy, like, hey, like you're saying, hey fucker, right? Hey puto. But also at the same time, just like could mean many things, like many words can. So people use it as this fucking puto because this dude is acting a little feminine, right? He's a puto. You're gonna get canceled, D. Andrew, you can't cancel. Freaking, we have I think like 1,000 people on YouTube. I mean on Facebook. We have like 400 people on YouTube. TikTok, we might get canceled. We have 16,000 followers on TikTok. But they can't cancel me. You know why? They shut down this channel. You know what I'll do tomorrow? I open another one. And you know what? They shut down that channel. I'll just start a Zoom call and invite you fools over. You can do up to like 200 people at the Zoom call. We'll do that. And then we can still put it out on the air after the fact under a new name. The after show, but kind of later. Nobody would ever know the difference. Like I had, I'll just say I knew somebody that would go around and do graffiti, and not the cool kind of like the gangster graffiti. And their nickname was let's make up a name. We'll say Joker, right? Their name was Joker. And they would tag it everywhere, Joker, right? And then their probation officer was like, hey, you know, whatever. So what they started doing, they started tagging Little Joker. And when the probation officer got after him, they're like, hey, we've been seeing you, you know, tag. He's like, well, that's little Joker. I'm Big Joker. That's a true story. I won't tell you who it was. Luis said he's going to bring the beer. I will bring the beer to our Zoom chat. Well, I'm excited, Luis. Let's see.
Where we pick it up?
Oh,
yeah.
The glove's coming off.
No, I'm not filming this.
The golf club's coming off.
That dude took off his golf club like The Rock takes off his elbow pad when he's about to drop it on somebody. Can we watch that again one more time? Let's see.
Fuck badly.
Here we go.
Let's fucking go.
Now let's go. This is where we pick it
Look.
up. Yeah.
The glove's
If
coming
you
off.
No, I'm not filming this.
The golf club's
I'm
coming
not
off.
stopping.
Oh no.
I'm surprised he didn't do one of these numbers. And then start running against the ropes, right? And then do, right? I'm surprised he didn't do that.
He did walk
You guys need to
away.
get off the golf course.
Now he's getting raged up. Oh no.
Back up.
We all know he's about to get tossed to the lake. He doesn't know it.
You're not scaring anybody. You're just making yourself.
EJ says
He
lawsuit
starts it.
pending.
There we go.
Come on, man.
And lake.
And the lake.
Hey.
Doug, that's gotta be the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to somebody. You rush some dude and he throws you in a lake? Doug, and he had said it before this. He made a promise. And he delivered on that promise. I just can't believe he actually did it. Now, how humiliating. Oh, Hugh. You know my buddy Hugh? H-U-G-H. Hugh. Humiliating from the humiliating family. You know how humiliating it has to be to come out of that water? I would have said, fuck that. I would have just swam to the other side of it. I would have got out and I would have called an Uber. I would have said, hey, Uber, it's your boy D. Catch me on the other side of the pond because there is no way in hell I'm getting up out of that water. All right? So y'all just come find me over here on the other side of the pond. Peace. That's what I would have done.
Start, buddy. I fucking told you.
I love that line.
You
Calls out of the
want
lake style. That's my
to
favorite.
scream at me.
Like an alligator.
Got it all on record.
I got it all on record.
Bang, bang.
Hey, you want to fucking go, guys? Leave him alone. Hey, leave him alone.
Bang.
Bang. Come on, man.
Bang.
How to get in there?
Now the toss is coming.
The toss is best. I've seen paintings of the toss.
And you know when karate dudes are going, "Huda," and they blow out like for their breathing. A lot of them say it's for their breathing. "Huda, huda." This dude said, "Bang, bang." I'm surprised he didn't wind up and do a hi-ya. Hi-ya. Right? I'm surprised he didn't hit him with one of those.
Get out! Hey.
Like a rag doll.
Get him the fuck out of here!
Andrew says, you got to admire this guy's determination. He kept getting his ass whipped and still kept coming. You know what? I'll give him the determination of the week award. He got that. You're right, Andrew. I'll give him that much.
It's not okay.
All right, and then they stop it. We all see those. Do we remember this legendary moment? Edgar's fall.
I got that for him. Oh, I can't believe I'm getting to see this in real time with you guys. I got that. I sent that one day. They had mentioned this. No way. And I threw it on a canvas and I sent it to Covino. That is so hilarious. Let's see what he says. Do you think he gives me credit? I think so. Covino likes to give credit.
When the kid fell on the
Edgar's fall turned into a classic. It's a great moment in Mexican history.
It's a beautiful painting.
It's one of my favorites. It is now.
That is hilarious. Thank you, Covino.
I've seen paintings of the toss because it's gone so viral, it's so monumental and so awesome.
It's like a Renaissance.
I took that. That wasn't even a painting that I bought. I literally just took the picture from Google, uploaded it to freaking canvas.com or whatever the hell, and sent it to Covino. I think it was like $40. I think it was at least 30 because I had it made and shipped. I didn't even know if it was going to come out good because I think the picture was kind of pixelated, but they fixed it. Yeah, so dope. Appreciate it.
This is definitely grown into a thing where Nick Tarnasky, they're investigating the story more because he does work with like a hockey club. So the hockey club is still is investigating the story. Law enforcement is not investigating the story as far as I know. But does it change your perspective here? Again, no one likes a drunken buffoon anywhere.
You know what? I mean, we got through like half of Overpromised, but I think, you know what? Actually, I was going to say I was going to wrap it up, but before, I'm not going to do that. So stay with me. Check out the Haymaker Combat Sports. What I had a K to it. Combat Sports with EJ Reed. EJ's here live. EJ, appreciate you being here. I got to chill with EJ and Admire, both Covino and Rich listeners. I got to chill with them on their podcast with their other two homies, Steve and Jonathan. I believe it was them. Anyway, we got to chill, talk about sports for 2.5 hours roughly. So go check out EJ Reed, Admire, the Haymaker podcast. I did an appearance on there. And I think I'm going to wrap it up right here, guys. We have about half of Overpromised to watch, but I'm going to leave that to you guys to do on your own time. So I appreciate you guys joining me live. It's always fun with more people. So I appreciate you guys being here live. It's your boy D. It's the after show, but later. We're coming up very, very closely on episode number 300. And I think around 300, we might have a special surprise for you guys. Thank you, Andrew, Lisa, everybody that's on the East Coast. You guys, I know you stayed up way late, so I appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Baseline Trade, let's get out of this mofo. Out of this motofoco.
To the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens and come and spend a day in the 757. Hydro, the base and blood size smoke. That's exactly what I